Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me on this video. And today I'm going to be focusing on offline Cbt software that can support you to conduct digital assessment in your school. Okay, and I'm going to be covering it in two videos. This is the very first video. This is going to focus on settings and environment for preparing your CBT test or exam, and then in the second video I'm going to be focusing on the actual preparation of the questions and administering the questions on your pupils or students. So follow me, let's dive right in. Okay, in this particular session I'm going to I have the software launched, and I'm going to quickly look at the settings here. These are usual settings you see on most softwares. Talk about Microsoft's packages or Google Suites. You'll find the usual files, edit, view, and all of that available. So we'll just look at what they contain right in this app. We have the new, that's create a new quiz. Open, that's to open a previously saved quiz. And we have recent, that's the most recent quiz that you've done. You would like to open it. Then we have the save as or save. That saves your current quiz, the one you're preparing right now. You can save it into your device or your PC. And then we have the save and run. When you hit this button, that's also the green button right here. It automatically saves your quiz and then run it for you to see what you have been able to achieve so far. You can set passwords. You can import questions using these extensions that are provided here into the CBT application, and you can also export your questions out of the CBT application. So that makes it quite easy for you to bring in questions and also export questions without having to type it all over again. If you have them saved somewhere in your question bank or probably in an open software that you can copy from and paste into the Cbt software. Then I have the edit menu here that talks about redoing and undoing, pasting, copying, deleting of content from your CBT test or exam. You can do that. You can find these options here, and then you have view, that's the question info view, the question and answer view, and quiz sets. And that's where we're going. We want to talk about how to set up the quiz so that it actually coordinates or it makes sure that whatever the students are doing now, what exactly that you have prepared at the quiz settings section. All right, now let's look at a few other apps here before we go to the settings. We have, these are the quick buttons or tools that help you access the functions like new quiz, or open a current quiz, open a saved quiz, or probably to save a quiz you're currently working on. Then you have the formatting functions here, like the align. You have the numbering and bulletin functions. Then you also have some of the advanced function here, which you can also find here in the insert tab, and that has to do with being able to insert characters, insert images, or probably diagrams, and then also bringing in formula, whether it's mathematical formula or it is science formulas, probably in physics or chemistry. You can actually find them at the formula section. You can insert formulas and use them in your test. All right, so here we have all these functions available here. So I'm going to head over straight to the quiz session, the quick setting session, and this place helps you to set what happens and what controls the exam or the quiz that the students are taking. Now let's look at the first one here, all questions. That means everyone is required to answer all questions. Then to randomize, here is we have option to keep in order the method of asking questions or to make it a random thing. In most cases, people try to put it in order, but random actually make it much more difficult for two students to be on the same question at the same time, though they're going to be seeing different numbers. at the start of a quiz, the student can be seen number 100, this can be seen number 1, this can be number 50. So that way, they can't be on the same question at the same time, but they are going to answer the same number of questions. Then what about the method of showing answers? Is it on, you can set it to random, or you can set it in order. So it's all up to you. So I'm going to leave both on random. And then grading, yes, I want it to be on total score. There are other grading systems here, but I want to focus on total score. Okay, and what this means is that at the end of the test, it's going to display the total score for the student to see. And also, what about duration? Duration talks about the amount of time required for them to answer all the questions. So you can make it specific to a particular period of time, or you can leave it as no limits. It's up to you to set that, make that option available right there. Okay, and also let's assume that I want to run this test for 10 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. I can set that to 10 minutes. I can configure as well whether at the end of the test I want the software to generate a final report. Yes, I want that done. And how long will it show the score, the score on the screen? Okay, I didn't say that, but you can set it to show for only 5 seconds, or you don't put any time. So that means the score will remain on the screen as long as the student, before the next student take over the screen to probably take his or her own quiz from the test. I'm going to quickly head back to looking at the quick info here. These are just the basic settings. As you can see, they are very simplified. In fact, by default, it comes with the most used settings by default. So if you want to now tweak it or make it a little better based on what you are administering, you can now change the settings from here. Okay, so once you have this done and you understand your environment, where you can find what tool at what time you need it, and you are able to find your way around this place, that's exactly what this first video is about. So you know how to set the settings, and you know how to start the quiz, you know where you can, how to save, how to import, how to insert formulas and all of that. That's what this video is about. So looking at this, I hope you have been able to see the environment around here, and also knowing where the settings are, so that when you begin to use the software, you are able to find your way around the tools and how effectively you can use them to optimize your CBT text or exam. That will be it for this video, and I hope to see you in the next video, where we talk about setting the actual questions and administering the questions on the students. See you there. Thank you very much.